And shout out to Peter Thomas, because y'all know Peter Thomas is recovering from COVID. We talked about that earlier today. And apparently, he's doing pretty well. Everybody been trying to get at him to see what's going on. Everybody been trying to get at me to see what's going on. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I took my first COVID test and it was negative. I took my second COVID test and I'm waiting on it. And everybody was like, well, you took them too close together. But I digress. But anyway, who is this in? Hold on. Oh, you in the dark. Why are you in the dark?
You want me to turn the light on?
Yeah, that would be really nice. Well, you don't have to. You sick. Stay in the bed.
I am in the bed. Yeah, better?
That's much better. I think I'm echoing. I don't know how I'm going to hear you. Lord, hold on, let me do this. Peter, I got new equipment and it ain't set up right, so I don't know what. Hold on, let me do this.
Shit is always janky.
Say something.
Your shit is janky.
It is not janky. It's still echoing. Why am I echoing?
You don't sound like you're echoing over here.
Okay, well, if you don't hear it, I don't hear it. So, what's up, Peter?
Not much. I'm feeling a little bit better.
I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to hear that. Everybody been sending prayers up for you. Everybody been asking about you.
Appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
So, can you give us a little insight into, what you did to feel better?
Survive.
Well, I mean, I saw some things you were doing on Instagram. I thought you might want to give some tips.
Well, the only thing that they did for me here, when they come here is I was dehydrated completely. So they had to hydrate me by bringing what do you call that shit? IV. They put the IV
the IV drip.
But
I'm so glad you're feeling better.
Me too.
What about this drama? Were you listening before you logged on?
What drama?
Well, they say Nene is still in negotiations for all the billions of dollars she's trying to get.
Billions?
I'm exaggerating, but it's a lot of money. And she put Bravo on blast for their systemic racism within the corporation. She dropped receipts. They're still talking. Now it's coming out that the cast is annoyed that she's holding out on her contract. And the cast being, because Portia is still quarantined, I think. Kenya is in quarantine. And who else is left? Cynthia and Candy?
Yeah, I guess.
So they're annoyed that Nene is not around to film with.
Well, Nene's taking care of Nene's business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you think about the accusations about the racism and stuff?
I mean, like that's a major.
Uh-oh, Peter. You went out again.
Wow.
You buffering. Damn it, Peter. Where's your Wi-Fi? What's going on with your Wi-Fi? Turn your Wi-Fi off. Oh, okay. He's back. Okay, Peter. That's looking better.
What's wrong with your system?
It's you. Everybody said it's you, not me.
Yeah.
See, look what they said in the chat.
What they saying?
Peter, turn off your Wi-Fi.
Turn off my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because if you have your Wi-Fi on at the same time with your cellular, it'll conflict and it'll make you buffer.
Okay, hold on.
So look at him. What he done did now, Lord. What he done did now, Lord.
Just turn off my Wi-Fi.
Okay, but now you black. Your camera off. You back again.
Yeah, turn off the Wi-Fi.
You did good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay, cool.
Somebody said put a mask on your modem.
My what?
A mask on your modem.
My modem.
Never mind, Peter. Never mind. I hope your sense of humor come back when you feel better.
That was a stupid joke.
So, what do you think about the racism allegations, though? Since you were there, do you agree, disagree? Like, can you talk about it?
I always say that for a show that was number one in their system for over 10 years, they treated the girls not like they were number one.
Mm,
I always complain about it, but who am I? Nobody. That's a voice that nobody wants to hear. I just notice because I pay attention to ratings and I understand ratings drive dollars, and if you know, for all the time that I was associated with the program, they were number one. They used to, like the same company that owned Bravo owns E Network also,
mm-hmm,
and the Kardashian would get paid. I would probably say 100 times more than the Housewife girls, and the Housewife ratings was always bigger than the Kardashians ratings.
mm,
Me, I never understood why they weren't paid the same. And they kind of break it down and say, well, the whole show is based on a family where this is an ensemble cast with girls that we could spin out every year if we want to. And I said, no, it doesn't work like that because it's based on ratings, and ratings come when people invest their time into a program
mm-hmm,
and invest their time into different character that's on that program. Nene, to me, then, because I used to go to all these upfronts, well, I went to an upfront where they had Nene's statue, huge head of Nene's statue in the building where all the Bravo show was. Like that, she was their go-to person. She was the face of their franchise. She's the face of her and Jeff. Remember Jeff, the guy who have the flip shows?
the house about the houses.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
exactly. Her and Jeff was the face for the franchise for Bravo. So to me, with that being said, and at the time they used to do three or four. They used to do the mid threes, like uh high threes, like 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 million viewers on the first run, 1.5, 1.7 on the second run. So on a given Sunday night, you used to have like 5 million people watching these shows. And if you are the person that make people tune in, then you should be paid.
mm-hmm.
And they severely underpaid.
So
you
did
know but
so. I'm
the
sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but the way they got them is that there's no guaranteed contract. They get their letter after the reunion every year, who's coming back, who's not coming back, and they kind of like pretty much dangle the money over their head every year and make them feel like you're lucky you came back instead of you're paying me what I'm worth, which is to me is just like some racism shit because they don't do that with nobody else. You know
Mm-hmm,
what I mean? They do that with them. You know, so I'm glad she's speaking out because if you don't speak out, you don't get shit. And the people that's complaining about her speaking out, they're gonna they're gonna benefit from her speaking out.
mm-hmm,
What could they possibly do to Nene now? This is like season what, 12, 13?
mm-hmm.
Yes,
13.
13. So what could they do to her? They can't hurt her. They can't. What, they gonna take away her check? If they take away the check, they're taking the possibility of taking away ratings. Okay, and if they take away ratings, that means they're gonna have to reshuffle how they sell their show. For the fact that you cannot sell the show at a premium when the premium rating isn't there anymore.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So she probably got them by the balls, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that she does.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about the whole situation with, well, what do you think about Andy being like talent now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a shift. Like, instead of him being the executive, now he's talent, and it seems like, he's like in competition with the ladies now instead of being like their boss. That makes sense.
Andy Cohen, from the first day of him doing Watch What Happened Live, uh, he became talent. I never see him as anybody's boss
Hmm.
because he was never anybody's boss the whole time I was there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody report to him. They report to Steven Weinstock at True Original.
Hmm.
You know, that's their boss, to be honest with you, is the production company. Andy don't work for the production company. Andy worked for the network as a creator, and he works for the network as a talent also. So it's not their boss. He probably have a voting right. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If I'm quite sure he has voting rights.
Or influence. You think he has
Or
influence?
he has influence. He has
Hmm.
more influence than voting rights. But when we went to NBC to sit down and talk to people, he was never the guy. He has an office there, of course he does, uh, because of his contract. But I never see him as nobody's boss.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
a talent, just like Nene's a talent.
Yeah, that was my point. As far as like everybody talking about, well, she's beefing with Andy, that means she's out, and I'm like, well, that just.
And you can't fire her.
But he has influence, doesn't he?
He has influence, but you think his influence of firing their biggest network star is gonna equate to if it's gonna affect their dollars and their cents, he doesn't have that kind of clout to fire Nene Leakes. He
Okay.
doesn't. Okay,
Okay.
that would come from the people at NBC. That's actually the real bosses up there.
Hmm.
Mhm. And of course, they could always retool their shit because that's how white people are in general. You know what I'm saying? If they feel like you're making too much of a problem for them, they complete will retool it. People will lose their job. You know what I'm saying? But they will retool it.
Hmm. Okay. Let's gossip. What do you think about these alleged new people they talking about?
I don't know anything about that.
You heard about Drusador?
Who?
She used to be on the game, and she was a singer or something. And she's married. She's in Atlanta. She has kids, and that is the rumor that she's been testing.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. So, what about you, Peter? Will we see you back one day?
Nah, hell no.
The people want you.
Well, tell them they could see me at in Charlotte. They could see me on Miami Beach, and they could see me come spring of next year in Auburn Avenue.
Okay, come through Auburn Avenue. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Where Apollo at? We were supposed to get Apollo in here last week before you
yeah.
left.
Paula's in Philadelphia gathering all this stuff because he's moving back to the A.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I can't wait till that happens.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of excited about him moving back to the A. Anything to bring him closer to his kids, you know.
Yeah.
For him
So
to
how
be,
long you got to stay in the house? 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah.
3 weeks.
I'm on day 10 now.
Okay.
Well,
And then when do you have to get tested again?
this coming Thursday, they
Okay.
come to the house to give me a test. I'll know by Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'm negative and I could get out of the house.
No, I was cursing you out, right?
Huh?
You know I was cursing you out, right?
Yeah, because I got you to come out and see me.
Can you tell the people what I said when I got there, please?
You wanted to leave as soon as you got there.
Why do I want to leave, Peter?
Because they weren't wearing no damn mask.
And it was too many damn people there. And I said it, and you kept on saying, "Shut up, get a drink." And I'm like, you know what? And when you took that video, I knew it then. That's why I said, wear your mask, go home. Atlanta is closed. Atlanta is closed.
You're right. You're right.
And
I don't know. They don't
everybody was like,
practice.
"Yo,
They
huh?"
don't practice social distancing at all in Atlanta. It's like the
Well,
most
you was
safe.
one of the ones that wasn't doing it. What do you mean? They.
Huh?
What do you mean they? You should be saying we don't. You was one of the people
No,
that
no, no.
weren't.
I'm talking about in terms of Miami versus Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta do not practice social distances. Okay, I'm surprised that there's no more. It's not like I'm surprised that it's not a really really hot spot because even in Miami, I haven't been anywhere in Miami that's as open as everywhere that I went to in Atlanta.
Man, the strip clubs, the after hour spots, the rest. I'm just,
The strip club here is a closed. They're closed.
they not closed here. I
They're
mean,
not closed there at all. I'm like,
I,
what the fuck?
right.
You know what I'm saying? I went to a spot on right off of Far Road. It's on the second level. Um, that little shell, right across from the seafood place.
Mm-hmm.
But PNC Bank, you know, where PNC Bank is on Far Road.
Oh, the hookah spot.
Yeah, it's a second level joint. Yeah, I believe they do have hooker up there too. But it was I would say probably when I was there it was 98% white people.
Wow.
Nobody have a mask on. I
Mm.
walked in, I'm like, what the fuck? It's like nobody have a mask on. The place
Did you
over
have your mask on, Peter?
yeah, I did. The place over at Miami Circle, um,
Posh. Was it?
Pasha, great place. They doing business like there's no COVID-19. There's no pandemic. Their business is in full stride. Okay. People would show up with masks. I never sat in the inside. I always sit on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be outside and away, all the way in the end, away from people. But I tell you something, like I'm amazed because there's nothing we could not, like what they have down on Miami Beach is like they probably don't have it anywhere else. They have these team of police called code enforcement,
Mm-hmm.
and they go around to make sure that you obey the law, whatever law is in place, and if you're not, they shut you down. Okay, they're not like the health department. They're code enforcement. They write tickets and they shut you down. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that shit in Atlanta at all.
Mm-mm.
So Atlanta get to do whatever they want to do. They don't have nobody coming around telling them what to do. They just do what they want to do.
Wow.
It's crazy to me.
It
I'm,
is. It
I'm
is.
surprised more people are not sick up there. I'm really surprised about that. And
Don't.
I left all the way from down here to go up there to catch COVID-19.
So how you figure you caught it here? You know it's a 14-day incubation period. You probably caught it there and brought it here with you.
No, because I was there before, and then I came back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that 14 days that I was there, and then I came back there, and like shit, it hit me. All right, and I don't go nowhere down here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The only place I go to in Miami is my restaurant, and my restaurant we follow all the guidelines.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I want you to get well soon and you know, just move around too, because they say about the blood clots, you're not supposed to lay down all day.
No, I don't actually. I move around a lot. Like my balcony, I walk it up and down the whole 9 yards. Kind of scary out there, but it's just too high. But I get shots for 5 days in a row where I put it on Instagram where you see they sticking a needle in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That's to thin my blood to make sure I don't get blood clots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
come every morning to do that.
Somebody said, "How did you know you had it?" You want to tell that story?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're
I,
not.
what?
I was just reading and talking about they waiting on me to marry you. I said, no, you're not. Anyway, how did you know you had it?
Well, I mean, you just feel like all the life just is gone. You just completely, you feel like you get hit by a fucking train. You know, you can't, you just can't even, I couldn't even stand up, you know. Uh, I tried to do brunch on Saturday, last week, Sunday, when I was up there, and I'm like, just standing, it was painful. I told my brother to take me back to the hotel. Went back to the hotel. The only thing I wanted to do is go to sleep, close all the blinds and go to sleep. And I slept all day. And I woke up the next day, and I'm like, I don't want to stay in this hotel. So let me wrap up, get on the plane, and go home. And I came straight home. I was inside my place from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Uh, Constant abdominal. The pain is just, my whole body just hurt like crazy. Um, Constant diarrhea, constant fever, constant. I'm always cold. I'm having the chills, headaches. I threw up a couple of times, uh, and my doctor came over and she scheduled the COVID people to come to my house to test me on Thursday, and I got the result back on Friday that I was positive. But at that point, it was, I'm already 7 days in, like sweating and changing the sheets on my bed because I'm sweating so much, and the whole, it was just crazy. The worst thing is the pain, though, the abdominal pain. It felt like just it just like pressure of cramping constantly 24 hours a day. It just don't stop.
So
You know.
remember, we talked. You thought you had food poisoning, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought I had food poisoning or liquor poisoning. I'm like, damn, because I had food poisoning once, and it felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
But after you drinking water like crazy, after a while you kind of flush it out of your system. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't last 7 8 days. And I still think I had it until they told me I had the COVID, and at that point, like, this is when, like, she found out that I'm completely dehydrated, and she have them come to put the IV in and give me the fluid and vitamins, vitamin C, everything that I need to get better. She kept on, feeding it to me to make me feel better.
Mm-hmm. How
And
your
then,
brother doing? He good?
huh?
How your brother doing?
He's not doing so hot. He's in the eighth.
He
He's
what?
he's
Earl?
not doing. Yeah, he's not feeling so well.
He got sick too?
Yeah, because he rides me around all day long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was in the car with him the whole time.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really feeling.
Me and him was standing back there talking about
Yeah, yeah, I really feel bad. My brother is my favorite person in the world.
you. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, I need to get better, that I could go up there to make sure that I assist him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of hoping on Thursday when I take the test on Friday I'm good and I'm out of here. I
And
gotta
your
go.
parents straight? Everybody straight?
Yeah, yeah, my parents are straight. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew, because they're old and they're not doing well, so I did not want to be around them. So the first thing I did when I get to Atlanta was to check into a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 3 days later, when just something just tell me don't go to my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. I just talked to them. And I'm glad I didn't.
Well, I hope your brother feels better.
I hope so too.
Okay. Do you want to hang out tonight, or you want to go get some rest?
I'm gonna go get some rest.
I figured.
I'm gonna go
So
sleep. Uh,
everybody in the chat chomping at the bit. I'm gonna give them a chance to talk, but I
what
didn't want to hold you because I know you need some rest.
what are they saying?
Prayers to you. Prayers to your brother. They asked, did you lose your sense of taste?
Definitely.
You did?
Yeah.
You can smell either? Could you smell anything?
No, when you eat things, it's not enjoyable at all because you just eat because you're hungry.
Hmm.
You're not. I can't taste it. I couldn't taste it. I couldn't smell it. It makes eating not enjoyable at all. you know. So, yeah, but it is what it is.
Well, we're
I'm
glad.
I'm glad I went on Instagram today and I'm like, all right, they came in and gave me a shot on the IV and I'm feeling good and start playing some music and I'm celebrating my life. People get upset about you celebrating your life.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to. I pray that like I tell them to go get mad at Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's out there swinging the golf club while 155 thousand Americans are dead because he didn't get ahead of this thing. He didn't. He wasn't a strong leader at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people are dying. I'm in Miami where there's 260 people died every day for like 5, 6 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm just glad I survived it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the essential business. I own restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Between Charlotte and Miami, I'm in my restaurant and I'm making sure that like I'm keeping my business going and keeping people employed and keeping people service. And yeah, I take the risk and I caught it. But it's a risk I take. It comes along with my job. And here I am. That I didn't have no underlying illness, and it didn't hit me like it hits certain people, and it should it take them out. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Um, and I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating that this is day 10, going on day 11, and I think the worst is behind me.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram and I'm dancing and I'm like I'm feeling better. I can't wait to feel better. I can't wait to. I love people. I can't wait to embrace people. I watch the news every day and I hope and pray that this shit comes to an end. I hope that they find a vaccine and people in America stop dying and the world stop dying. You know what I'm saying? But people, there's a lot of miserable people out there. You know what I'm saying? I can't cry for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I could celebrate my life
That's true.
and celebrate everybody that I know to make sure that nobody that I know and love and feel for and close to ever get this thing. So I share my experience about what I had with this thing on my social media.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't like what I'm saying or what I'm doing, then it's as easy as unfollow. It's
True.
very easy. Just unfollow. You know what I'm saying, and keep it moving. I'm not gonna miss you because I don't know you.
Did you catch
you
a lot
know,
of flack on your social media when you
I,
posted?
I usually don't. Today my sister called me and she'd be saying some negative shit to me, so I had to block her ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell me not to celebrate my life? It's not my fault while all these people are dying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get off my social media.
Well, you gotta live your life. You can't walk around in misery. And it's the same thing with the quarantine. That's what, when I started doing live videos and I was saying, like, I'm not gonna come on here every day and talk about, you know, Trump and the things that you see on CNN every day and
Yeah,
the killing and the murders and the this and the that. And I get it. It's important to have that discussion, but I always say I put the medicine in the candy. So yeah, I sit here and talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta and whatever else, but then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of knowledge and truth serum in the middle of it. So
yeah. Yeah, well, and you're doing your part because a lot of people look forward to I get these texts all the time. Peter, when you going to Michelle Live again? Peter, when you going to Michelle Live again? I'm like, yeah, I am. I will. That's the only live I will go on.
oh,
You
thank
know, you know. But I tell you something. Like we never knew that 2020 was gonna look like this.
you. Right.
No, no one did.
At
You
all.
know, a lot of people are gonna come out of this and they're not gonna be able to recover. There's a Great Depression coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have a real redneck racist motherfucker in the White House right now that is not going to win a second term, and is not going to go peacefully. Okay, he's a TV star. That remember when NBC fired the show,
Mm-hmm.
him being the president couldn't put it back on TV. You know what I'm saying? So just to tell you, that's just to tell you the kind of power they have over him. So he's not going to go quietly until he died. He's going to be talking about fake news and fake this and fake that, and like. But he's the most corrupt president we've ever seen. How many people got locked up around him that he hired to run different departments? How
I
many
love
people got locked up and went to jail around him? We have
I love
never seen anything like that in the history of being alive in America. We have never seen anything like that. Okay, he would not go to John Lewis viewing in the rotunda, and he's 5 minutes away. He wouldn't leave the White House to go pay his respect to somebody that actually put their life and their personal interests above all for humanity. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shit. I hate that guy. With everything, I hate that guy. Okay.
We're all with you, Peter. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's important that we go out and vote. It's important that we, because I feel like a lot of people are just like complacent. They don't like who the options.
A lot.
So,
I'll tell you something. There's a lot of black people that self-centered and think about themselves. And Trump is. I'm making a little bit of money with Trump, so I'm voting for Trump again. That because you put yourself over human race. You put yourself over what's good for your community. Okay. And I can't stand those type of Negroes. And every time I see them, I will call them out.
mm-hmm,
Okay. I don't care if I'm winning because some shit that he put in place and economically I'm doing better. If it's gonna hurt my community overall, I don't care if I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna vote for somebody like him.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who like punched them in their face, dragged them out of here if it was good old days. The type of shit that he says and get away with it.
Yep. And you see the type of supporters that he has that are so outspoken, against
I
black
mean,
people,
white
Black Lives
people.
Matter, racism, and
Yeah,
all of that. And it's
yeah,
like, why would
yeah,
you want
yeah,
to be a part of that?
yeah. But yeah, and they like, oh well, I'm making some money with him. You're an idiot. You're an idiot if you put money over your community.
But there's so many who
Yeah,
will. Have you noticed there's so many who are, well, I ain't gonna
yeah,
say.
and they Trump supporters, and they're very quiet about it because
Hmm.
they're self-centered.
Hmm.
They're self-centered and they're selfish people. Okay, all right, and they don't understand it's going to affect their offspring, and I can't wait till that bite them in their ass. Cannot wait. Okay, they act like if they sleep better at night than we do. If you have kids and your kids is on the street, 16, 17, if you have boys, if you have black boys in America, okay, I have three sons, okay, and these are more dangerous times than ever before.
Hmm.
You know what
It
I'm
is.
saying?
It is.
Okay, so to me, my phone ring 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm panicking immediately. It's like, who's calling me at this time? You know what I'm saying? Immediately, I think about my sons. You know, because it's not safe.
It's not.
It's not
It's
safe.
so.
But I met some people that like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump again. I'm like, you're a pig. Get away from me. But why? Why? They don't understand. You don't understand that he's bad for our race,
The entire race. You're
the
right.
entire race.
And they're just thinking about their bank accounts.
Yeah, that's all they're thinking about. Man.
Idiots. Well, it may take some time, but apparently some people, I feel like they'll see the light eventually. They're gonna have to. I mean, how many times we gotta see, a Karen or a Ken, do something to an innocent black person? How many times we gotta see a police officer pull over, some innocent teens for jaywalking and handcuffing them? Like how many times we gotta see those things before we, decide that this particular climate is the result of our leadership. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
Did you see his new ad campaign with the Indian woman? He's using a dark-skinned Indian woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she has the clipboard, and she's going through the clipboard. It's very there's no there's no vocal, just the clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
When basically his marketing people are saying, and they use a dark skinned Indian woman, which is like so racist to me. Okay, but to say that, hey, look, um, I'm voting for him, but I don't want nobody to know. I'm like, that's where he is now with this shit. I'm hoping to God. I don't say Biden is the answer. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping to God. But what I do know about him is a decent person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I would vote for decency over anything else at this stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to vote. When I vote, I'm voting for decency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about no policy.
And
I
that's
am
what I keep
voted.
saying. It's not
I am
about
voting for decency.
who you voting for, it's who you
Yeah,
voting against at this
yeah,
point. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? You
exactly.
voting against that person. I don't care who you vote for, just don't vote for that person.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but anyway.
Well,
Well,
so
I appreciate you taking the time tonight, Peter.
not a problem. Thank you so much.
And we praying for you and we hope you feel better. I'm gonna check on you.
Yeah, I'm
So
feeling way better, and my doctor, like she's a personal friend for over 30 years,
mm-hmm.
and she don't want me to check out because she's one of my best friends. So her ass is gonna be here 5:30 in the morning because she has to work emergency room all day tomorrow. So she's coming to give him my shot at 5:30 in the morning.
Good. It's good you got
You
two
know,
people to
and
take care of you.
yes, I got to go to bed and make sure that I'm okay. All right.
Oh, last question. What do you think about Bravo's special, the special on racism that Candy is executive producing?
I have no thoughts on it. I didn't even know. I don't watch Bravo, so I don't know what Bravo is doing or what they're not doing.
Okay.
And if Candy's producing something on racism, I hope she do Atlanta well.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping. Okay. All right.
All right.
And I
Good.
hope it's
Good
not
answer.
about Candy
It's,
and her gang. I hope it's about our community. Period. Okay.
okay.
All right, baby.
All right. Thanks, Peter.
All right, baby.
Bye. He said that perfectly. Exactly, Reese. It was a perfect answer. Honesty is the best policy. I think Cynthia couldn't handle Peter's bluntness and being a blood, sweat, and tears type of entrepreneur. You got to be a hustler to know a hustler. That's for sure. Peter called that one Candy will be about Candy. Ooh, 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 okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Sarila. Patreon. Good night, Peter. Patreon. How do I get on Patreon? The link is in the description box and it's also probably in the chat. Thank you, John. It's patreon.com. I am ATLien. But anyway, thank you so much. We will be heading over to Patreon, patreon.com. I am ATLien. I will see y'all over there in just a minute. Shout out to Peter Thomas for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Peter, for spilling tea and also showing us your positive energy. We appreciate you, Peter. We hope you get well soon. Prayers up for Peter Thomas. Even though I was mad at you for having me out there. But I love you anyway. Peter is my friend. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We'll talk about some more up on Patreon. I'll see y'all.